Hi, so this week focuses on diversity and difference and inclusion in the classroom and ways you can provide different learning experiences in a differentiated way for different learners. So I was on the hunt for materials that really reflected diversity, and the main thing that came to me was the use of shells. Now shells are great because at the end of the day there are so many different shapes, sizes, colours, but they're also shells. So they're different and they're the same. And with so many accesses to lots of different shells, it's a really easy resource generally to get your hands on. So I've been really lucky and I've been able to find some shells that I'm going to show you today and going to work through and speak you through, I guess, some ways that you could use this in your mathematics classroom. And don't forget too that there is a focus on difference and diversity, so how could you keep in the back of your mind what sort of questions you could be asking the children to gain their understanding as you work through the materials, and also how you could be explicit about that difference and that value that you're putting on the different materials in your classroom. So I'll move my computer. So the first lot of shells, and I hope you can see them, these ones. So what could you do with these shells? There are so many things. There are so many things you could start with. So initially you could look at counting. You can look at some length, different lengths. How are you going to measure them? How could we measure them in the classroom? You've also got size difference. There's smooth and rough, and what does that mean? They're heavy or they have weight. So what could that mean? What could you do? How could you measure them and weigh them? They also, so you've got width versus length. Could be looking at that. You could actually put water in them, so you could look at volume, and you could look at the depth as well, if I could get that right on my screen. So that's one thing you could do with these shapes. You've also got, there's smooth, there's rough. What does that mean? What sort of shapes could you see? What sort of two-dimensional shapes could you see within the three-dimensional shapes as well? So I'll just get the next lot. So bear with me. I have to be really careful with these. I don't think the uni will be happy if I hurt them. So I have some more. Okay. So you could look at ordering. So here's some little ones. So you could order them from smallest to biggest, and these are all in the same family as well. So you can see even in the families, they're all the same species of shell, I guess. They're same, but they're different. So you can think about ordering. You can think about sequencing. The older children, you can start looking at, or if you've got those mathematically gifted students that you want to provide materials for as well, think about what you could do with these. So you've got the size difference, definite weight difference, but you could move on to more the ratios, and you could rank them, and you could ask the child that how would you rank them according to what criteria. So that's an option with that one. There's patterning as well. And again, if you look at the top of this, so you've got a spiral in there. So what 2D shapes can you see in the 3D shape? And that links back to that 3D and the 2D shape walk that they did as part of that first discussion board task. You've also got, you've got your basic geometry. So you've got straight lines, you've got curved lines. You've got your, I don't know if you've heard of the Fibonacci sequence, and you can see the concentric circles and the radius of this circle compared to the radius of the next and the next and the next and the next. So you could use shells to explore that. And you could also see how you've got different shapes, different sizes, different colours. They're textured, so they're really, really very, very tangible, really great for fine motor as well. Again, we've got straight lines there and curved. So comparing, and you could ask your children, how could we classify them? How could we sort them? And what does that mean? And use your appropriate questioning techniques and ask their opinions. And ones like this as well. So you could count. You could look at what sort of pattern is this? How do we know? So that's just a few things that you could do with shells, and I really could go on, but I won't. But I'd like you to think about how you could incorporate materials like this in your classroom, and also the things that I've said, how it fits in with the Australian curriculum, and make those all important links. Have a great week. Bye.